Here we are. Thanks for joining us today. The four of us are here, the original crew, the OGs, if you will, here on Open Shutter. Today, we are going to talk a little bit about gear, some gear that we've purchased. And I think this is going to save you some money because what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and we're going to save you money essentially because we're going to show you all the crap that we've bought, and then you can decide for yourself if you're going to pay for it as well. So let's go around the room. I am Mr. Brian James. You know me because you're here. Paul, go ahead, take it away.
My name is Paul, based in Toronto. Lead a photo group called Get Out Shoot Toronto. Visit us at getoutshoot.com. We do weekly meetups. There's actually a lighting workshop with Evans, who's on this show on Saturday, and there's a couple of spots open. So if you're in the Toronto area, you want to learn about outdoor lighting, go check out the meetup, meetup.com. I'll put the link in the comments. And yeah, my YouTube channel is all about vlogs about photography and the meetup crew and all kinds of craziness. So go check out the channel, subscribe if you're not, and hope to save you some money tonight.
Evans?
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Open Shutter. My name is Evans. I'm based in Brampton, Ontario. I do portraits and weddings mainly, but I shoot a lot of other stuff too, streets and everything else. Today, it's going to be a fun time. We're talking gear, and as usual, gear is always a hot topic where people get emotionally attached to their gear and stuff like that, you know?
Emotionally charged topic, yeah.
So yeah, emotions are going to run high a bit today, you know. No fanboyism in the comments and in the chats, but we're gonna have fun today. But just before we go, if you guys don't know, we've just created a new Facebook group as well, where we share tips and tricks and ideas, and get people to ask more questions. So if you don't know about it, check it out. I'll probably leave the link in the comments section. Go check it out. Join that group. So you can, always have spots to somewhere where we can always go and ask questions, share your work, get feedback from like-minded people. What I call is this judgment-free zone, feel free, share whatever you want and get comments and stuff from it.
Yeah. Preach.
Last but not least.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show today. My name is Salom. Business name is Meek Photos. You can find me on IG at Meek Photos Vision, and my YouTube name is Meek Photos right down here. See, right there. All right. I am a wedding and portrait photographer, and I'm in Texas, and I'm excited to talk about gear today. A lot of gear that you don't really need, but at some point in your career, you think you want, and so we'll let you know what we think about all the gear. All right.
It's funny you said that because I'm actually looking at the stuff on my table and I don't need any of this. but it helps. So yeah, I thought it'd be an interesting idea. I know a couple of you guys are gearheads. I don't think I have a ton of gear, but I have some stuff that I do really like. But I thought we would start show off first with the stuff that maybe we don't like too much. And I don't know if you have any of that stuff because you probably get rid of it. I don't know, but I have something in particular that I can't, that I really can't stand. And so this is an extension tube set. And so basically what this does is it attaches between your lens and the camera body, which I'm filming with, but then the camera body. So what it effectively does is turn your lens into a macro lens. That's what it's supposed to do.
It doesn't do that?
Well, Evans tried this out at our last meetup, and he was thoroughly disappointed.
It's not. It doesn't go macro?
Autofocus doesn't work too well.
What's the make? What's the make of that?
I don't know if you say it. Mikey, Mac.
Oh, yeah, Mikey.
It's no good? Don't.
It came from China. Where all my gear comes
from.
Everything comes from China.
Wait, what were you trying to shoot macro with it or portraits?
So what it does is that it's supposed to give your lens some sort of close focusing distance so you can shoot macros of stuff, right? I tried it last Sunday. I was just trying to shoot some flowers. I was trying to get as close as possible. But then I realized that there's a reason why there's macro lenses for a reason, right?
Right,
This thing wouldn't
right.
even focus. I even tried manual focus, and it's so hard to do it.
Okay, so I have a pair, and the only way you can use it is manual focus. And if you have a camera that can do the focus peaking,
yep.
then you can get close. But a lot of the time, this is what I realized, that there is a little bit of a light leak. So if you really want to get into macro with that, put some black tape around it, and it will stop all the light leak, because my images were soft. No matter what, they were soft. Too much light was coming in from the sides. So yeah. All right.
You know what? Actually, I have a row. I don't know if I can. Of course not. Let me go back here. I did take a macro photo with it. I mean, it was successful.
This is on Sunday in Brampton.
It was successful, but
See it.
all right, and that always happens, of course. Here we go.
The Matrix.
Oh, where'd it go?
Is that your car?
Yeah. Spiky.
I lost it. Oh, I lost it. I figure. Oh, there it is. Egyptians.
Where'd you take this?
That was at my mom's house
With using the macro thing.
during Christmas, and these were my kids' toys that they just got. Yeah, so I was maybe like 6 inches away, and I think I used a real shallow depth of field because I thought I was, going to get some cool bokeh with that.
Yeah.
With that macro. But anyways, yeah, that was that.
So you're saying don't get macro tubes, or just don't get that make?
I don't think so.
Or just
No. So I mean, like I said, I bought one a while back that I used. Actually, still sitting somewhere. I haven't touched it in maybe 3-4 years, because I bought it when I was shooting Canon. So I have one for Canon that I haven't touched in a long time. And well, if you know how to manual focus, that's pretty good.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're better off with an actual macro lens.
Yeah.
In my case, because I'm shooting Sony now, and the lenses I'm using right now, the Tamron lenses, they have really close focus and distance. So those lenses are almost kind of macro-like on their own. So I don't really need the tubes. But yeah, I'm thinking of investing in a proper macro lens. Especially when I'm shooting weddings and I need to really get a close tight in the ring and stuff like that. But right for now, my Tamron lenses, both the 70, the 28 to 75 and the 70 to 180, especially the 70 to 180, if you put it in manual focus mode, it really can get close focus. So don't waste your money on that macro extension tubes. In my opinion, they don't really serve the purpose.
No shortcuts.
There is another how do I call it? The inverting. It comes with a way that you can invert your lens. It comes with an adapter, so that you can, let's say you can take a 50mm lens, put the adapter on it, and then you turn the lens backwards, and it super magnifies the image. But that one, good luck focusing. That one, you just have to be like, it zooms in. I've tried to use it to take pictures of the snowflakes and stuff. I would see the snowflake in the viewfinder. By the time I'm going to click it, it's way out of focus. It's like, So, but people use it to get very lucky shots, and they look like, $1 million shots. But but don't waste your money if you want to be consistent. Yeah.
So that's a thumbs down. Do you guys have anything else that you don't like that you currently own that you want to share with people? Save them some money.
I'll share this.
Yeah.
So when I first started YouTube, I was looking for a good microphone to use, and I saw this tiny microphone by Aperture, and I thought, okay, this will work out really good for me, right? So it's a lav mic that you're supposed to charge, because this thing somehow kind of has some internal battery, and you plug this thing into it, and it's supposed to go into your camera somehow. This was one of the biggest.
When he says somehow.
Somehow, this is one of the biggest waste I've.
How much is that?
On my
How much
desk.
is that?
This was about $50, and you know the funny thing, I have two of them.
You bought one after the other, or you bought them at the same time?
So I bought the first one.
Yeah.
Then, you know, I tried it at a wedding. What I did at a wedding is I actually plugged it into one of my external recorders. So there's a couple of external recorders I use for wedding videos, so I can get the proper sound. And I was trying to use those to mic the groom and the bride for when they're doing the vows. So the plan was to plug this into the recorder, and then everything gets recorded into the recorder. I was using the Zoom what was it? The small one, the tiny, the H1 or something. Yeah. And it turned out horrible. So I bought two for the purpose of using it for weddings. But yeah, don't waste your money.
All right, you can ship them to me.
So that's one thing I've noticed, right? One of the biggest mistakes that I made at the beginning was trying to not spend too much on gear.
Yeah, sure.
So you know, we buy the small, the cheap stuff that we think will work out, and then you end up spending double the amount if you had bought the original one, the good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
It happens. Yeah, for sure.
So
you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
That you like. Meek's photos. You got anything that you don't like that you want to share?
Yes, I don't have it here, but I'm going to talk about it. If you have it, you know. So I got it's a vertical balance handle for my gimbal. So it came with these springs on it. You had to put some weight on it, because if you use a gimbal, you know that the hardest thing is the walk. As you walk, people can see the breathing in your walking. That's why you learn to do the ninja walk, where you crouch down and keep your level and all that. Yeah, but this thing was advertised that if you balance it right, it has a spring in the hand that prevents that walk,
the bouncing.
So I got this thing. I was so excited. I set it up for my first wedding with it, and you know, I had a monitor and microphone. My setup was heavy, and I added this thing to it. First of all, the thing was so heavy. I was so tired that it like, I don't know if it actually worked, but the worst part was that it wasn't very sturdy. So while the couple was walking down the aisle, my whole rig just went like this.
Oh no!
So I had to rely on some far away tripod shot for that important moment, you know. And after that, I tried it again one more time, not at a wedding this time. It still didn't work, and I'm like, you know what? This is a complete waste of money. It's in my garage somewhere.
If you didn't see the advice I posted a second ago, again, this would apply in this situation. Don't try your gear for the first time at a wedding.
It's good.
Yeah. But I saw the reviews though. The reviews were good.
I've been tempted to buy one of those for a long time.
You too?
But I always look at them and I say, like, this thing looks like you know what I mean? Like, it looks okay.
It's gimmicky.
It's gimmicky, but
yeah.
When I look at it, it makes me feel like I'm going to be like, what's that guy from the Spider-Man movie? The one who attached something to his back.
Oh.
I forgot that guy.
But yeah, those back rigs are cool. Those are like,
I like those ones, bro.
Yeah, if you want to add another 150 pounds to your.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that all day.
Paul, what about you? You got anything that?
I'll probably have to say, you know, those whatchamacallit, those grad filters, but it's like the circular filter where you have to like twist.
Yeah.
And once you twist, it gives you that vignette.
Yeah.
I don't like those things.
No bueno.
Well, it's not as good as just buying the real grad filters, but they're more expensive, right? That's why people buy the circular.
Yeah,
polarizer.
I've used a variable ND filter, and yeah, it was like $80, so it wasn't super cheap, but I don't know. I didn't mind, but I do hear
Yeah.
from everybody that you never want to put cheap glass in front of the glass that you paid so much money for, right?
You really don't.
Yeah, I use secular. I use ND filters every day when I shoot a wedding, even when I'm shooting my YouTube videos outdoors.
Yeah.
I always use ND filters. I occasionally use polarized circular polarizers, right? For when I'm shooting something like waterfalls or
to stream the water out.
Yeah, or something with a lot of windows. For me, they've been fine. As long as you get a good quality one.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Gotta spend the bucks sometimes.
Well, like I said before, if you don't spend the money at the first time to buy the good one, you will overspend in the long run.
Yeah.
Like tripods.
Oh, tripod. Yeah. People always ask me like, what tripod should I get? I said, well, I mean, I have a Manfrotto B3 version.
Those are the big boys.
Yeah. Not terribly expensive either.
Yeah.
Like Manfrotto is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You just need something sturdy so it doesn't topple on you.
Exactly.
The last thing you want.
That's what she said. Let's speaking of tripods, Paul, you and I both use GorillaPod. I don't know if
I have it here. There it is. There's my guy.
So
those things have never worked for me.
Oh,
no. Is Brian on? Because Brian is always telling me to
get rid of them.
Down. He's always telling me to get the switch pod, which actually is better than this, because it's just easier to set up instead of like trying to fiddle around and try to balance and all that nonsense. He has a switch pod. It's actually better.
Brian, you have a switch pod?
No, Brian McGowan.
The other.
The other Brian.
He was telling me to buy one because they're better and they're actually like easier to hold and carry with you. They're more ergonomically designed.
I love my Joby GorillaPod. I've had it for years. Even I've snapped apart the legs before and popped them back together.
Yeah, I do all the time. Yeah.
I've used it to put in a tree. I shoot a lot of upside down shots. I tie it to the bottom of a railing to do long exposures.
There's a lot of
I put it in some precarious spots, and I personally love it as long as you have a GorillaPod that suits the weight of your camera and your lens. Because I know some people buy the wrong
size,
the wrong style. What I always say is the bigger the balls, the better the hold. And of course, I'm talking about the balls on the tripod.
Right. Pretty sure that's the new slogan for Joby.
Hey, if Joby, if you're watching this,
Joby's watching. They want to sponsor this show. Would be more than happy.
You need somebody to shoot the balls. Paul's your guy.
Yeah, I'll do anything for mine.
I think that's awesome. I
don't know.
I don't know. I love it, but I don't have the tripod that Brian's talking about either. But I know I can't attach that to things.
That's
no. The switch pod, you can't really attach it like the GorillaPod.
No, you can't.
But maybe you're right. Maybe I end up getting the wrong size because there's different sizes, right? So probably the one I got was not too strong enough for my camera setup.
Yeah.
And I always got frustrated with it. But the switch pod is nice because if you're vlogging, you can just set it up anywhere.
It's much easier.
But you can clamp it to railings and stuff like that.
Also, I find that whenever you have a GorillaPod in public, they just automatically assume you're on YouTube. Versus a switch pod, it's not an automatic assumption. The bigger the balls, the better the grip. Yes, this is. That should be the thumbnail.
Brian never changes.
We just got that sound was we just got demonetized.
Yeah. He's like, whatever.
What can I say?
Water?
Hey, it's a Wednesday night. Any questions from the audience? Anything that you want to ask us? I don't know. I saw Kim was on and Ben was on. I'm curious what Ben likes to use because Ben has every single piece of gear imaginable. So I'm curious what he likes or what he doesn't like. If you want to put that in the,
we should have a gear off between Ben and.
Oh, Ben will beat us all. You don't. He has everything. He has more than others.
Nice. There's one gear I want to mention. It's not particularly the gear. It's just the system, right? That I invested in when a couple of years ago, when I first started learning how to do off-camera flash and stuff like that, I invested heavily in the Magma system, where you got the Mag Bounce, the
Max Sphere,
Max
Max
Sphere, Max Snoot,
Max
all that
Box.
stuff.
Mhm.
Max Box. Yeah, the only thing I didn't get was the box. I got almost everything except for the box. Actually, the box came out after I had quit using them. And at a point, it looked like a good investment because I could use my speed lights and everything. But then I started doing more OCF stuff, especially outdoors in the summertime in the sun. And I realized that speed lights weren't going to do it, right? Because they're not enough power to overpower the sun. And I had invested almost $600 to $700 in Magmod stuff, right? I just sold it recently for pennies, but that's the kind of thing. Like if you wanna, the advice I would give people is if you want to start into getting into off-camera flash and stuff like that and portraits with strobes outside, Magma system for me is not the best way to go. It works for some people. I've seen some good wedding photographers using it out there and it works for them because their whole workflow is based on speed lights and stuff. So if you're using speed lights mainly, yes, it will work, but you are limited on what you can do with the speed lights, and so does the Magma system. So
it's a Magma story. Is the Magma system a version of the speed light? Like what is the Magma system?
So the Magma system is basically they're modifiers for speed lights. So if you have a small speed light,
Are they the ones with the magnets that you can just pop one off, pop one back on?
Yeah. So they're basically for
very
speed
easy
lights,
to
and
set
they have a magnetic thing that you put here, and then you just put the modifiers on and take it off, right? They were still good for weddings. So for weddings, the Max Sphere, which is the one you put on here and it diffuses the light, it's a great thing. It's a great kit.
Yeah.
But I use the Godox V1 flashes, which comes with a magnet built into the head already, and the modifiers that just snaps onto it without needing to put anything else on. So the Mac mod and the Max Sphere and all that stuff became useless for me. I even bought the snoots. I bought there's one they call the beam that I probably never used. I only used it once for a test shot and never really used it. So
save your money.
Save your money.
Well, I'm going to mention something that I love, and this is gimmicky, I'll be honest, but I shot with this for a while, and now that I'm holding it in my hand, Paul's going to make fun of me. I remember, Paul, you said something to me when I posted one of these maybe like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
My lens ball.
Yeah, man. I like it.
The bigger the balls. So this is a 44 millimeter. This is not going to focus. This is a 44 millimeter lens ball. It runs about $40 USD. It is heavy as hell. You can definitely kill someone with this if that's your goal. Otherwise, you can use it for photography. But there was a time. I love it. I love it. It's one of my. I really do. The downside is carrying this around because it weighs heavy. Probably like as much as a 100 to 400 millimeter lens. So I love it. Let me show you an example of.
It's a great prop to use to really make very common shots very unique.
There's one here.
Exactly.
So that's the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. And although that building is gorgeous, it's one of my favorite buildings to photograph. I wanted to be different. And this is a spot, it's not a sewer cover, but it's a spot where everyone sits. And so I wanted to be different. So I put a lens ball there, and I just love how it turned out. So
it's nice, man. That's what I'm saying. It makes common shots unique.
So my
great trick.
My advice for using a lens ball, however, I don't know if you guys have used them or not, but is to use a manual focus. And if you have a focus magnifier, I know Sony's do, maybe you guys can speak to the other brands, but I like to use manual focus because I find that sometimes the autofocus misses the ball because it's clear and it's kind of getting everything in it. So for that reason, I usually shoot it with manual focus, but I love it. And now that I brought it back out for the show, I'm going to go shoot with it next time.
You should.
Why that?
Bring it up to the next meetup.
Actually, I was there was a time I took like a 6-month break from Instagram. There was a time when Lensball actually working with them, I had my discount code, and then they were going to
Yeah,
put me
I
on their
remember.
website. I was so excited because they only have like maybe 16 photographers on their website. They publish, and I'm going to be one of them, and then I might quit. But oh well.
You should circle back to them. Say, hey, I'm back. Remember me?
I'm going to have to start shooting Lensball shots again.
That's okay. You can do it. Fall's coming. It's great for fall. No, I don't know. You can make stuff look weed or something. I don't know.
That's true. No, I did do a cool shot once in the fall where I took the lens ball and I put a rock underneath it, and then I shot the lens ball with the rock, and then I took another shot without the rock and the lens ball, and of course I masked it out, so it looks like the ball is floating above the leaves, and that was pretty cool. I like that shot.
It's a great prop.
I'm gonna miss fall, guys. So sad.
Oh, you have that with your
Yeah.
Apparently, here
Paul,
it's like
what do we have
day.
planned for Paul?
You only have a day of the leaves changing colors, and that's it.
I know.
One day.
I need to go back to Pennsylvania.
You got to go back to Pennsylvania, man.
Yeah, all those beautiful colors and stuff, man.
Rob Brand, take the image on the ball and rotate it. It also makes remaining chances of almost everything upside down. Yes.
Yeah, so whatever you shoot in the lens ball is going to be upside down. So you can be creative and take the shot upside down, and then I've done that too. That's pretty cool. But then the other thing some people do is actually go in Photoshop and they crop out the ball and they rotate it. I'm not a fan of that personally, but
creative differences.
Yeah, plus I don't know. It was a lot of work, and I didn't really love the result. Because if I'm going to look at it in that perspective, I almost would just rather look at the whatever was behind the ball in the first place. But Steve, I'm trying to remember Steve's name. When am I losing this? Awesome photographer out of Cincinnati. He's really big with lens balls, and he rotates most of his, and it looks very nice. But
yeah.
All right, enough about the balls. What do you got next?
I'll talk about balls today.
Who wants to go next?
Weird, man.
All right, I'll go. I'm gonna go with this guy here. You guys know what this is?
What is? Yes.
Is that a lens calibrator?
No.
Those are roach clips.
And you can move it anyhow, and it stays. Yeah. So it's called a helping hand. Most macro photographers use it a lot. Even for weddings and stuff, you can use it to like hold rings up and pretty much hold insects and stuff and position them exactly how you want. Like anyhow you turn this, it will stay. So it's great for macro photography.
Are they called dual roach clips, Mix?
Well, you can call it that. It actually comes with a magnifying glass and stuff for like to hold very tiny, so you can see the tiny stuff you're holding.
Yeah, I can imagine if you're shooting like butterflies or bugs even or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
That's cool. That's actually pretty clever.
Yeah.
And you get one of those.
First time hearing about that.
See? Wow. You guys.
I bet some pot smoking hippie came up with that. It was originally because his buddy had no arms because he lost them in Vietnam.
Right.
So
this one Forrest Gump?
He would use it so they could smoke together, right? I could be wrong.
Fact check that, please.
Evans, you got something else?
Okay, so let me talk about this right here.
Yes.
Makeup.
The makeup palette. That's how people call it.
Eyeshadow, I think.
So I have two of these.
My two.
There is a color checker passport for video and a color checker passport for photos. So this one right here, this is the video color checker. And the cool thing about this, and I recommend this for anybody who is serious about videos.
Yeah.
The patches down here is basically the color swatches. So in the middle here, you have the skin tone colors, right? And then you have all the other references around it, neutral gray and white and stuff like that. So the top part here, it's your white, your 50% gray, and then your blacks. Now, they help you with exposure, but the most good thing about it is that they help you with adjusting, especially if you're working on something that requires you to be very accurate with color. Now, the video thing here, once you all you do is just have it in your shot, right?
Okay.
And then when you go into post-processing,
Right.
you take this shot in there, draw around this, whether in Premiere Pro or in DaVinci Resolve.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a feature, well, in Premiere Pro is a little hard to do, but DaVinci Resolve already have the thing built in where you select it and you tell the software to match the colors within that shot to this
To
color.
that. Oh.
And it will correct it so that your colors are right there. Right.
I like that.
So yeah, so most of the time if you have videos, especially when you're in mixed lighting and stuff like that, this comes in handy. But the biggest piece that I use the most is this right here. That's
Brian
your
used
gray
that
card.
on Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, this is what I was using on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's your gray card. So that gray card helps me to white balance. So if for people who shoot JPEG, which I don't do, but in my case for video, because video is basically like shooting JPEG. You want to make sure that your colors are accurate, right from the get-go, because it's going to be hard to tweak, especially in a wedding scenario where you have mixed lighting in a reception scenario. So when I get to a reception, the first thing I do is throw this somewhere on the dance floor, or even if I have an assistant hold it up for me, and I take my white balance based on this right here. Right. So once you do that, you get accurate colors in camera right away. The best part of it is that for the photo piece, right? There is a similar one for photos that is a little different here. I don't know. I think it's in my camera back, but that one, when you do is hold the thing the same way, take a picture of this when you light up the person. So after I have set up my lights and everything, even if it's natural light, right? Because if you've ever had a situation where you shot nice portraits outdoors and then you get in and you see that the skin tones are all green and stuff because there's a lot of trees and stuff, and the sun is cast that green color onto your model and stuff like that. With the Color Checker Passport, you can create a custom what we call profile for every shoot that you do, right? So if I go outdoors and I just bring this in and I bring it close to the model skin, I take a shot. That's my first shot. That's basically the reference shot. When I come into Lightroom, I select this and I will export this out as a profile. And then that profile, now when I go into the calibration tab, I can just apply that to all my images, and all my images are color balanced and accurate. Boom. Just like that with one shot.
You should do a YouTube video on this.
So Evans, let me ask you a question. So by the way, I put a link to the description to that product below.
How much is that, by the way?
It's expensive.
It's just a little expensive, but trust me.
And that was my question. Why is it so expensive? Because it seems like you could just print that and sell it for $5. Like, why is it over $100?
So the reason why it's, well, I can't tell the reason why it's that expensive, but what I can tell you is this: for the amount of time that this thing saves you in post processing, it is worth every penny. Right? This one is pretty new. The video one I got not long, but the photo one I have had it for over 3 years. And it saved me so many times. I don't really use it on every shoot, but on shoots where I think I need critical color and I need accuracy, I always shoot with this, and it's always in my bag. Now, you cannot, if you're not worried about the swatches and stuff, especially for photos, if you're not worried about creating your accurate colors and stuff for photos, then you don't really need this. You can just go out and buy just any regular gray card, right?
Which
is right here, which is the piece that I use the most, the gray card for my white balancing. Because you cannot underestimate custom white balancing. I know the cameras are good with auto white balance, but the custom white balance will always beat that auto white balance at any time, especially when you are in mixed lighting situations. Right? So it's just a little expensive, but especially if you're shooting video, it's worth the investment.
You got to do a YouTube video on that, Evans.
Awesome.
Show how
I might.
I think that's super interesting.
Yeah.
Even for video, like
Evans is in a slump right now, I think.
I know. I haven't posted in almost a month, but I'll put up something soon. Yeah, because one of the hardest thing to do is when especially if you're a video shooter, is coming back home from a wedding shoot.
Yeah.
and you're stuck with footage that you need to correct, right?
Yeah.
Especially, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare if you have to go through each footage and try to adjust the colors, especially where anybody who has shot wedding videos will tell you wedding receptions are the hardest to color grade for. But I don't struggle with them because of this color checker.
It's never let you down.
Yeah.
It's never let you down. Color checker passport, is that what it's called?
Color checker passport. There's two versions. There's the color checker passport for photos, and there's a color checker passport for video.
Yeah, I already have the link in the description below.
Everyone go check it out.
To guide people. All right, what do we got? Like 23 minutes left or so. What else we got? I have a lot of stuff, so I want you guys to jump in. I don't want to like.
I'm gonna go audio and say if you need a relatively inexpensive but good mic, get the Rode Video Micro. It's like $80, and it does the job. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a microphone. You can spend a lot of money on a microphone, that's for sure. But if you're just starting out and you just want to have some fun, the Rode Video Micro is a good way to go. And Rode's a pretty good name in the business.
Can you take the windsock off and kind of show like a?
You're getting personal, Brian.
The dead cat.
Show us your.
Yes.
Let's. Oh yeah, there it is.
What happened to that microphone?
Oh, I didn't know the tip would look like that.
It's been through. It just came from the pool.
best episode of Seinfeld ever.
Yeah, hands down. So people always ask me like, what microphone should they get? And Rode Video Micro, tell me.
And I have that same microphone.
And you have the same microphone, so.
Yeah.
You know what? I should have listened to you guys before I bought mine. I did buy the Movo one, which looks exactly like the Rode Video mic.
Yeah.
Same color, same everything, and after 2 weeks, it just broke.
It's like half the price, I think, right?
Right. And now I'm just like,
you spent double. You spent double. Did you buy the Rode after?
I didn't. I had an older, bigger one that I was using, so I just kept using that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when I first started doing video, I thought audio didn't really matter, and then once you get the microphone, it's like no, audio matters a lot.
Right.
It does.
Like it actually matters more than the video itself.
Yeah, audio is 50% of your video.
Yeah.
Most people can watch through very bad audio video quality.
Yeah,
but when your audio is bad, it really turns a lot of people off.
Me too.
Yeah. On the topic of microphones, another one that I will recommend is this one. This is a little expensive compared to the Rode. I started off with the Rode as well, and then over the while I upgraded to this one. This is the Daddy D3. This is one of probably also the best shotgun microphones that you can get. For vlogging and stuff, the Rode smaller, the micro $80 is great. This D3 I think is about $130, but for that little extra, it's worth it.
You sound good though. Yeah, I mean, audio is so important. Like I think I never fully appreciate how much audio is so important. Like it's crazy.
The difference between the D3 and the Rode for me is that the D3 has its own input gain at the back.
Yeah.
And so my room is very noisy, but you can hear most of that noise because on my camera itself, the microphone level on my camera is set to 1, right? And the microphone itself does all the heavy lifting. So the quality of the sound is better because the preamps on the camera is not that great and it's not doing so. But at 1, it's really not doing nothing. All the power is being handled by the microphone.
That's good.
Yeah, man. That's another YouTube video.
I wish.
Totally.
I would love to just like vlog and do video with a GoPro because they're so small. But the
sound.
The new one. I hear it's gonna be dope. So hey,
with audio.
That's what they said for the GoPro Hero 5, 6.
Yeah.
You know what?
Well, since we are talking audio, I'm gonna show another audio product. This is I don't know. Maybe I'm the one who's more keen on video on this on this channel. But I'm gonna show you another audio product that I use.
Let's see it.
And I use this mainly for my weddings. So this right here, let's see if it will focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a Tascam Dl60. All right. There are newer versions. And even Zoom is making some of these. These are external recorders. And on this particular one, I can have 4 microphone inputs, right? 2 of them XLRs, and then you have 3 and 4 being the 1/4 inch, right? This one can take both XLRs and 1/4 inch.
Why so many? Why so many? Where would you use that?
And the reason why I use this is mainly for weddings.
Okay.
So at my weddings,
This is intense.
I wanna be able to give my clients videos with really good quality audio. For me, audio is very important.
Yeah.
Right. So when I'm shooting weddings, this thing is sitting by the DJ booth, or even at the ceremony in the church, it's sitting by the church's main sound booth. And I'm taking directly from the mixer board that they're using at the church or at the reception directly into this.
That's very important.
So I'm recording one sound here. I'm also recording sound with the microphone, shotgun microphones on top of my camera, right? And sometimes I take an output from this into my Rode Wireless Go that also goes into another camera. Why so many? My audio is very important to me, right?
You want clean.
I want to make sure I have clean audio, but also I want to make sure I have backup of my backups. So if any of the microphones are picking or something, I can just move and go to a different sound source.
So you've made big strides from the $50 microphone.
Yeah,
never touched it before. You have backups of backups of backups, basically.
Correct. Yes, because I'm charging people to do their wedding videos, right? And wedding is something that you cannot repeat. So I want to make sure that when I come back home, I have all it takes to deliver good quality video to my clients. And audio is part of that process, right? And most of the time I end up using the audio from this because it's clean, direct from the board, best sound ever.
How much is that?
I think this was about $300.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I've had it for almost 2 years.
It's less than I thought. It looks fancy.
But the other thing you have to
you can plug it in, you can power it with batteries, different options.
That's nice. So I mean, Paul, since you asked about the backups, right? Even with this system, it's like no matter how good a DJ's board is, all they need is a faulty microphone, and you're gonna download that same bricks. That's why if you have a lav mic as well, then you can replace those little bits. If you don't want to spend as much money as Evans, I think yours is more expensive than 300 because I have this guy here, which is similar to what yours does. Records the Zoom H4n. It records 4 channels so that if one channel is peaking, you can, and then you get 2 XLR microphones, and it's quite handy. I actually use it sometimes just to record my YouTube videos because these are microphones as well. So I put like a dead cat on there outside, and the sound is good. And I've used this for a whole documentary, like 4 different lav mics connected to it, and so audio is important. Just like audio is like critical. Without good audio, like your video project is going down the drain.
Like this show, good audio, right?
I don't
actually. The Tascam is actually $300.
Is it?
$299.
When I bought it was close to 300 when I bought it. It should be cheaper now.
Yeah, the H4n was more expensive, but now it should be cheaper. And I also use the Tascam. I mean the Zoom. I use the H1, so I have 2 of the H1s too.
Okay.
I think we have a caller on the line.
A caller.
Okay.
Caller. I'm kidding. I saw that. Stallone, you put. Are you trying to show us something on YouTube here?
Yes. But after we finish talking about the audio stuff, it's not audio stuff. It's another. Yeah. So I mean, Evans, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with the audio stuff.
Okay.
I'm the moderator here, so I'm gonna have to move.
All right. So this next device, can I go on?
Yep.
Go for it.
Can you please share the screen? So this next device is just a little spinning device. If you do product photography, you can plug it in, and it spins very slowly, and you can take several pictures and have like a 3D display of your products and take different angles without moving your camera. And I use it for this video, so I just wanted to show a short clip from this video. Yeah, this is a video I made.
Oh.
So those trophies were actually just placed on there, and the camera was on a tripod, and then so it's a little spinning device that can do a lot. You can use it for a lot of tricks when filming. Like if you are filming in a room, you can actually place your camera on there, and what it does is that it keeps the level the same, so you can duplicate yourself several times and let it keep spinning, and it will look really cool. Yeah.
How much is that?
Oh, it's like $40 or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've got a bigger one of those.
Nice.
I've got a bigger one.
Got a show for that.
Yeah. It's somewhere down there. I haven't used it in a while, but it's a bigger one. It's about 4 inches in diameter. I mean 14 inches in diameter.
Oh, 40. That's big.
Yeah. 14 inches in diameter.
This is like 6.
Yeah. and those are great.
Man, that escalated quickly, guys.
Keep going.
That's
like I have a bigger one.
I think I'm the one with the problem. I don't know.
Oh man,
It kills me. But it's really good because I got the smaller one at first, right? But I wanted to shoot some bigger products like my cameras, and I wanted to put a gimbal on it for some other stuff, and it was too small for that. So I returned that, and I got the 14-inch one, and it's great. I use it for product shots, behind the scenes stuff sometimes when I'm doing product reviews, and I wanted to have some little bit of dynamic rotation on it. So all I do is, for example, if I have a lens, I just put a lens on it, set my camera on a tripod, and allow it to rotate around it, and you can just change the angle of the things so many times. It's really helpful for especially for YouTube videos.
Yeah, sleek.
Right on.
I like it.
Well, speaking of 14 inches, I was going to talk. Now, I nicknamed this. Now, by the way, you'll notice quickly all my gear that I'm reviewing is like $5.
Yeah.
So I feel in comparison is like, but since we're talking about 14 inches, this right here, I call the camera condom.
Yeah.
And it will handle all 14 inches. Look at that. And so this is what I use when I shoot in the rain.
Yeah.
So
you want to demonstrate how to put it on?
Your camera goes through here. Watch carefully, kids. We got a drawstring here, and you just pull the drawstring around your lens. It keeps it. Well, you get the a little hard when it's not mounted to a camera, but basically it allows your camera to zoom in and out, and then you can see your lens. But you can also, the bottom of the bag is open, so you can actually put your hands inside of here and operate the camera. Link in the description below. This is maybe like $10 for two.
$10 for two, in case one rips.
And it can save your camera.
I mean, you could double bag it, but that's the personal preference. I wouldn't.
Yes, I usually use like a Ziploc bag.
I love how you guys are like trying to hold the laughs in. You're like, nope, I'm not gonna laugh at that.
Hey, Ziploc sandwich bag, man. You never know.
I'm gonna laugh at that. One more thing, actually, another thing. Well, they kind of go together. Is this is my prism. This is maybe like $12 or $15 on Amazon, but it's just a triangular prism for photography, and so I use this sometimes, against the end of my lens. And I love it. I love it because it's I don't know. It's just
makes it fun.
Just something to make it different.
Something different, yeah.
And then I got a couple. I just brought up a couple examples real quick, and sometimes you can make it subtle. So for example, here, I used it right here.
Right.
I don't know if you can see that. It's on half the screen.
Yeah.
So it kind of just gave it like a little bit of a softer effect.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then this, not that one. Sorry. And then this one, Paul, this was the first meetup I ever went with you.
Oh yeah.
And we were on the bridge.
I remember.
Looking at the tower, and I just thought, all these shots look the same. How can I make this different? So I pulled out the prism here, and this is a little.
You got the bridge there, yeah.
But
that was a good meetup.
And then, real quick, I was just going to say something that's free that I carry with me all the time is part of a CD, compact disc. Actually, it's half of a broken CD, but I carry that with me, and that's how I get effects like this.
Ooh,
you can see the CD here, which kind of gives you like a rainbow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What band?
What band?
Yeah, the CD.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Dude,
no, man. It was Limp Bizkit.
Oh.
Limp Bizkit.
The Nookie one? The Nookie album?
It might have been that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Nookie was on that one. Yeah, it was.
I've got to try that prism on a video.
I've never done that.
I really want to try
one,
that
and I lost it. On the shoot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think
I wanna.
I put it on the ground.
I wanna put it in a video and see what kind of effects you get with it.
They sell more expensive ones now that have a hole riveted in it, and it comes with a handle.
Yeah.
Easier, but like I haven't spent money on that. But
I think I like the CD because you don't have to spend any real money.
Yeah.
Hey, CDs are hard to come by now.
They are. But if you got some like wine in the basement.
Hey Evans, I'm gonna pull an Evans on you, and I have a bigger one. So both arms go in there.
Holy
and then you can pull this tight, and then you can actually hold your camera inside and have just the lens sticking out. So it protects it from the rain.
Wow.
It's different in Texas, man.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's bigger in Texas, right? Isn't that the same?
You know what? I've never had to use it before. I've had it for like 3 years.
I never know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really like shooting in the rain. I don't like getting wet. So.
Oh, I love shooting in the rain. I shot in the rain a couple weeks ago, and I got some I don't know, some of my favorite I've shot in a while, but it was coming down, and I shoot with Sony A7, and it doesn't have any weather sealing whatsoever, nearest that I can tell. So,
yeah, you just gotta be careful.
Yeah, that's what I say. Put it back over. I think.
All right.
Well, we got 10 minutes. What do we got?
If you do a lot of video, and you have these batteries, they sometimes some of them run out fast, even when you're not using them, and you take them to a shoot and they just run out. But there's this brand that has the indicator right here. So
what is that?
Press it and see how much power you have. And
what's the name?
Very important. Batteries back in the
day. Yeah, so it's just one of the
and what's the brand?
Whatever.
Yeah,
this brand is Batmax.
Oh, I've never heard of
that. Is that the one that has the USB port on the side?
No. Oh, no, this is not the one. The USB port on the side was about $15 more expensive. And I figured I had other devices that I could use to charge my stuff, so I didn't buy that one. But the same brand has it too.
Yeah,
you can
have one with the USB.
Charge your phone.
Yeah, to charge your phone and stuff.
Yeah.
That's great.
Batteries, man. Can never have enough.
Yeah. So for Brian, who uses, actually, you guys go and I'll be back. I'll show you guys something in a minute in relation to the battery thing, which would be.
All right, whatever it is, don't get me demonetized, okay?
Is it a V?
Oh, no.
All right. What, Paul? You have some more stuff?
Not really.
I'll keep going.
Keep going, man.
All right. There's this guy which you can mount your camera on a C stand or any light stand, any really tall stand, and it's very convenient. It actually has a ball thingy here, and that you can use it for overhead shots. You can mount your your stuff. Yeah, so when you're cooking and stuff like that, it's really good for stuff like that. So
I like that.
I don't even know what
The overhead shots.
I had never seen that before, so that's pretty cool.
How much is that?
It wasn't too cheap. That much I know. But I have to look it up and see. Yeah.
I've got a couple of them that I'm using from Amazon for like $23 Canadian.
Yeah, most people actually use them on sliders, because when you put the slider at an angle, you still want to be able to balance the camera the way you want, and as you slide up, it still shoots level and stuff like that.
I use it up here for my overhead rig.
So
I have a C stand.
Nice.
With a boom amp. And then I have a ball head on it that I use for shooting top down.
And then the camera is on it, right? Yeah.
And the camera is on it. I use it for shooting the top down.
Nice.
I wanted to show you guys this right here from Small Rig.
Yeah.
This thing is only like $10.
Okay.
But the benefit of this is great, especially if you shoot video. When I'm shooting receptions, this plate allows me to only use maybe one of these, right? And it will last me maybe the whole reception. As opposed to Brian, you know how you have the A6000 with a small Sony batteries, right?
Right.
When you're shooting video with those, they drain so quickly. And so whenever I'm using my A6400 or my A6000, I always have them plug into one of these with the dummy battery. And that will last me with this 1 MPF battery maybe for a whole 5-hour reception.
So that replaces the battery that we would normally use?
Correct. So what I use is the dummy battery. There's a dummy battery that is the same size as the MPF9. So the dummy battery goes in. This one plugs into that dummy battery with a cable. And that's actually I'm using.
You have to remove the battery door for it to work?
No, you don't have to.
No, there's a hole on the
battery
side.
door. There's a hole on the side of the battery door that the cord goes through.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been using all this while. Even right now, the camera I'm using for this stream is plugged into the wall using one of those dummy batteries. Right.
So you are telling me that you can stream forever, unlike on my Nikon, I have to check the battery power at any time.
Yes. There have been times when after our live stream, I forgot to turn off my camera. I come back the next day and it's still on.
It's still on.
Yeah, because it's plugged into the wall. No battery.
I like that. That's
nice. Batteries.
All right. Well, we are nearing the end of our glorious show. I just want to say thank you for joining us. If you're still with us or you're watching this on replay, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got any value from this video, please consider subscribing. I would love to get to 1,000 before I turn 65 years old. That being said, I promise I am going to upload some more videos soon.
He's got a vlog from Sunday we're waiting for you.
I got a vlog from Sunday that I am going to
vlog from Sunday.
Very soon. I'm analyzing the YouTube algorithm to figure out exactly when I should post.
I just want to see myself in a vlog, like in someone else's video. I think it's interesting.
Oh yeah, you're in it. Don't worry. Thanks for joining us again, and yeah, that's my goodbye. Go ahead. What do you have, Salo?
Yeah. No, I said the YouTube algorithm, right? It has gear written on its face. That's it. It's all about gear. So I've come to realize that
video shouldn't do very well, but
well, I've come to realize that even if I make an unrelated video and I put gear in it in the title, like Nikon Z6 and this lens, even though it was for photos, people would watch it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh man,
good trick. Yeah. Final thoughts, Meeks?
Oh, final thoughts. Okay. So, I have a lot more stuff, but I think I'm going to save some of them for maybe next time, Otherwise, we'll be here for too long. But always have a flashlight. It's not a big deal, but sometimes it's the moment, like, especially when you're shooting backlit images and you don't have the newest, fastest lenses out there. And you just want that focus on the face. Just flashing a light on the person's face will help your camera grab the focus. And it saves a lot of time and, just makes you a better photographer overall. But at the end of the day, anything you want to buy, make sure you do a ton of research and make sure you really need it. And if you think you're gonna need it a lot,
Yeah.
get the
Get a good one.
not the expensive one. Get the good one. Okay.
Yeah,
You
out of
know,
the box.
yeah, don't buy it to buy it again, to buy it again, to buy it again. Otherwise, you'll be sitting around with gear around you that you could have, not bought and saved the money. Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Good call, man.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot today. So thanks everyone for jumping on. Hopefully you got something out of it. You can spend a lot of money on gear and you may not have to spend a lot of money on gear. You just got to pick the gear that's right for you at the, current level that you're at. And then from there, you just kind of keep building. So thanks for watching. Please like this video and we'll see you next week.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us. If you haven't checked out the Facebook group, go check it out, join. That's where you can really ask most of the questions during the week when we are not live on Wednesday. It's been a fun episode. Thank you guys for spending your Wednesday night with us.
Absolutely.
all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Remember, the bigger the ball. Just kidding.
It's a new slogan.